This is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading, and I hope you're very well. Just early at the moment, it's only 22:08. We're just looking through the charts, and then we'll come back to it. Could be something on cable this morning, so just having a quick look, and then we'll come back. Okay. So looks like I'm going to be getting long on the pound dollar. This is what the pound dollar's been up to. This is an hourly chart here, and the daily chart. I better hurry up because let's get a unit in before I completely miss out. So, okay, so there's one unit in at 72. If it comes back down to its lower bands here, then I'll get a second unit in. Basically, let's just run you through a little bit of what I'm up to here with the pound dollar. Knowing full well there's news coming out today, so I haven't... I'm not going in with, 4 units when there's news coming out because I could still get nicked out yet. So I'm sort of expecting a potential stop out here. Let's have a look at the daily charts here. Daily charts, we've still got the daily 50 still sloping upwards. That's usually a sign that the price will try and work its way a bit higher. On the 4-hour charts, my 5 and 8, my two red moving averages here, they've crossed the upside. You can probably not quite see, but I've got a bit of positive momentum coming through on that chart. So what I'd like to see is the pound dollar work its way to this 4-hour 20 moving average up here, which is sitting at 138.21 currently. Now, like I've said, I know we've got news coming out. We've got construction PMI. Actually, let me just get my stops put in place. I've just gone long and haven't put my stop in yet, so just get that sorted. The low is down at 61. Because it's coming straight back down, 137. So yeah, let's just watch it, Ricky. So because it's it's so close here. So just watching this because if it's gonna, I'm not gonna bother putting a second unit in the way it's coming straight back down. If it holds, then no, it's already going. Look. There you go. So that's about to stop me. It's just about to. Excuse me. I think it's nearly got me. Not yet. Still not stopped yet. It's sitting right on my stop. Let me bring it up actually because there's a few positions I've got going on here. Managed to get long on the euro dollar overnight, which hit target, and on the pound dollar overnight as well, which hit target. So I've just taken £105 loss there, 72 to 59. Right, okay, yeah. So so I had a couple of I've had a couple of trades overnight, but they don't get included here today's trading. So that was a quick trade, wasn't it, on that pound? So we'll keep an eye on the pound. It's come down to, like I said, some support that I've liked, and when we just had that close inside the band, I said, right, okay, let's do this. But so those are the reasons why I might still want to get long on the pound dollar. It could just want to come down to its lower bands here on the 4-hour chart. So and then I'll be watching it again for signs of coming up. Could the pound want to completely reverse and roll over? Well, I guess so. Yeah, it could do. But the daily chart still suggests that there could still be some upside to come yet. So we've dipped our toe in the water, and we'll see if there's another setup. So I'll better press pause while we're waiting. Right, okay, so we've got a small close back inside the bands here on the pound dollar, and I'm going to give it another shot. So there's another unit here, long pound dollar, and I'm tempted to put 2 in. Let's get 2 in this time. So okay, 2 units in, and the stop's going to be down at about 55 this time. So let's just see if it can work out this time, or if it comes straight back down again. But I still like the bigger time frame, so we shall see. So I'm putting the stops in now at 137.55. Just getting these sorted out off screen. 137.55. And it could be over as quickly as the last one. Sometimes when you're trading tight like this, then they can be. But let's see. So we've got 2 units in long this time on the pound dollar. at 61 in the 61s area, and the first target actually will be at 74. It's a little 8 a.m. pivot, so we'll target that as the first target. The second target will be quite a way higher, so if it can hold this time. So there are some reasons why it could not, but it's hit some support. It's hit a daily main pivot. It's hit some moving average support on some of the time frames as well. So we shall see if this time it can hold. It's all tight stuff here this morning, so I'll press pause for now. It could just be that I get stopped out again, and then we have to wait. We've got all this news out this morning on the pound, and maybe it won't be until after the news. We've got Theresa May speaking, and then we've got construction PMI this morning as well. It could be that we don't get anything until after. It doesn't. If it's going to turn around until after the news. So anyway, we'll see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so the pound's come up a little bit for us so far. We're looking at this 8 a.m. pivot. I said the first target being at 74, 74.6. So I've actually put a limit order in at 74 just in case it does. If it just spikes up there, then the limit order will get me out quicker than I can manually hit it. So we have done that. But now, as you can see, I've just talked about that. It's coming back off again. So we're going to be waiting to see if we can get up to that level up there. That'll be the first target. The second target's quite a way higher, so we shall see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so just coming back here, the cable's finally coming up towards this 8 a.m. pivot. Remember, I've put a limit in at 74, so let's bring up the account. You'll see, there it is, 74. So we'll see one of these get hit if it gets to 74. And now I've just brought the recording up. Of course, it's now going to take its time. So I'll get rid of that and I'll press pause. But that's still what we're looking for here, is for it to get up to the 8 a.m. pivot. And then beyond that, like I've said earlier on, we shall see. We've got a bit of news coming out this morning, but we'll see if it can work its way up to, and this would take a lot longer, but work its way up to this 4-hour 20 moving average, which is currently at 138.21. This could take all day to get there. So which could mean it's 138 by the time it hits it, because if it took until this afternoon. Oh, it's just hit. Right, there we go. Okay, there we go. So it's just hit there at 74. So first target's just been hit. Remember, we've already had that one loss here earlier on. We got in at 72 and we got stopped out for, what's that, 13 pips. We've just made about 12 pips, so a little bit less. Plus, obviously, the charges, the commission is built into this price as well. So the commission that I pay comes out of this as well. So, but anyway, so far we're, the second trade so far is doing okay. We are now into a small amount of profit for the day. But if the pound can work its way up to this, like I said, this 4-hour 20 and gets up somewhere above 138. Wherever it is when it hits that, I'll have to, if it does start working its way up a bit earlier, it could be that I come out ahead of actually hitting it, because sometimes what will happen is with a moving average, price will get up to, let's say, here, but of course the moving average is moving down, and then it might stall out, the moving average moves down, and then it still ends up hitting it at that same level. So but those are the technicalities behind it. But so we're looking into the 138s, most likely. So it could still end up being a nice enough trade here today. So we've just hit that first level there. We've hit the 8 a.m. pivot there, and we're just going to see how this one rolls. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back. We've been chatting away here with the guys. So since we exited, took that, got that level out at 74. We can see it's just been sort of meandering up. We've just had the news out at 9:30, the PMI figures. It's still holding up at the moment. It's up at 86 currently. So the trade overall, let's bring it up. The first attempt, we lost 105. Then we've banked half at £79. The other half is running currently at 157. We've moved the stops up a little bit to 137.57 on here, which would stop me out at 137.56 if it did. So I've still got the stops, down here at the moment. I haven't moved them up to break even just yet. We'll have a look at that actually. Let's have a look at that now. probably can. Now we've got the news out of the way, we can probably move the stops up a little bit. I'll check the charts anyway. But so that's where we're at the moment. And we're just having to play a waiting game. It could be that even if it's going to get up there to that overall target that I'm looking for, which is the 4-hour 20 zone, somewhere close to that, it could still take half the day. There's no other news out, obviously for the pound now. Theresa May's speaking at 1:30, so it could be that we're just on a bit of playing a waiting game now. So I'll press pause for the time being. Okay, just back and looking cables after having that lovely run. It's rolling all the way back down. My stop's down here at effectively 56. So it's looking like that second half of the trade is going to get stopped out there. But the day's not over. We'll see what else happens here. If it is going to stop me out, I'll come back to this. I'm going to take a break and we'll come back to this a bit later. Okay, just back, and the pound was coming down just before I took that break, and since I've taken the break, it's come back up again. So I'll probably come back down again now. I'm back. Anyway, so we're still, bear in mind, we're still looking for quite a bit higher, about another 20 pips north of where we currently are. So what we can do is move that stop up to about 60 now. So let's do that. So let's trail that stop up just a few pips here. 60, which will be 61 on here because it has to go down to 60 to stop me out. So there we go. So it's the way that they calculate it. Basically what happens is that it has to go below 61 on the offer, not just on the bid. So that's why I do it that way. So that's where we're at the moment. If this can carry on going up, it's never going to be a big day today, is it? But it'll be a bit. We'll get 200 or 300 quid out of it, I guess. More towards 300 if it can get up there. So let's actually have a review of that level. So let's take this back out here. We're still looking for this 4-hour 20 today. Now it's 11 a.m. at the moment. This 4-hour 20, like I've estimated, will be coming down to around about 38.10 at midday. So somewhere around about 138.10 would do. So we'll see if we can get somewhere close to that, and then I guess that'll be it. I might still trade this afternoon if there's a bit of movement around. I might still trade this afternoon, but possibly just for the video, just keep it at these two. At least I can get the videos wrapped up then. Yeah, I'll press pause for now. We go. Right, just back here, and we're about to bank this final profit on the it's going to be I'm going to do it at 10. If it can get to about 10 here, then that's what we'll do. If I just maximize this, so the 20 period moving average is still at 22, but that's going to be coming down. It's 20 past 11 now, so that's going to be coming down in literally 40 minutes time. And literally, there you go, just as I've pressed record, we've just all of a sudden blipped back down to 99. So much for that then. We just had a blip up to about 08, and we've just come straight back down there. So, oh well, we wait. Okay, so just back here again, and we got within 2 pips of my target there on the pound as I was getting all ready, and look what's happened. It's immediately reacted back down, so we now got to be patient again. And and sometimes, you're trying to gauge where these key moving averages are coming in. I said about 138.10. I thought I was giving it plenty of scope. I still think this pound's got the potential to go higher, either maybe later today, if we're lucky, or early part of next week. But currently, let's have a look. Let's go back out. So the daily chart of cable, I think that still looks like it's got some more upside potential. But if we look at the 4-hour chart, then with this 4-hour 20 coming down on top, then of course it could get suppressed for a while. So it's possible now. Now it's sort of just pull back. If it just languishes here and it can't come back up again, let's go take this to a 5-minute chart. So it's just doing a pullback at the moment. But if it just if it does just languish and it doesn't do too much, then it's possible that one, it could roll back over again, come all the way down, stop me out. Now we'd be stopped out at basically break even, but it'd be annoying, wouldn't it? Because we were up like 40 odd pips. Or at least it could just languish around and then go up again later this afternoon or maybe on Monday. But I think I'd be lucky if it languished not to get stopped out, because its range is big enough. It could very easily come back down to this zone where my stop is and stop us out again. So it'd be annoying. I say annoying. Yeah, annoying to have got so close. But you know, whatever. We've still got a bit of profit off that first half, which is pretty much paid for the first trade that I took, which was a losing trade. So I'll lose about 30 quid for the day, or whatever it is, 30 or 40 quid on these two trades. But nice runs we've had here today. So I'm quite happy with what's happened. And the analysis, I think the analysis was good today. And it's just a case of playing this waiting game to see, can this pound get back up there at some point and get to that 4 hour 20. We'll have a look at this again. If it doesn't get up there prior to 12 o'clock, we'll have a look at it again in 25 minutes anyway at 12 o'clock. Okay, finally back, and cable has got to that limit order, which just hit 138.10, which was just ahead of that 4 hour 20. So it's got there after all of that. So let's bring up the 5-minute chart. So we got in. It's probably going to go a lot higher now. If you remember, was it down? Where did we get in this morning? We got in. Oh yeah, first trade, if you remember, was right back here. Closed inside the bands, hit some support on intradays, and then it came straight back down in the space of about 2 minutes. Then we got back in again, and we've ridden it all the way. Sat through the pullback here, thought it might come and stop us out, and just patience has paid off, and it's got all the way up there, and it's now hit that. We came out just a few pips before that. That's fine. Why? Because we'd actually had this double top here. Quite happy to just come out just above that that double top. So we've hit the level. Let's go and bring up the account. So that first trade this morning was there at 72. Stopped out at 59.6. I called out about 13 pips. Is that right? Yep. So we had that. And then with this second trade, we put 2 units in, and 61s. We had the was it the 8 a.m. pivot? So we took 13 pips out there, and then we've just had this one, which is a nice meteor one here, at 338 pounds, because we've run that for, what's that, 40, just under 50 pips, so about 48 pips there. We've had on that second bit. So overall, what have we done? 338 plus, call it 80, so that's 400 and whatever, 410 pounds, let's call it, less 105. So we've made just over 300 pounds there today net on the trades we've done this morning. Obviously overall I've banked about 1,250 pounds or something like that today. Not a bad way to finish the week, but it's been up and down. I took a losses on dollar yen yesterday. I'd been in dollar yen all week. They were sitting pretty at one point, and then it rolled all the way over yesterday afternoon. So I did take losses on that. But trading overall this week has been, I'm quite happy with my trading this week, actually. So we're done on the cable, and we can call this a wrap. See you next Friday.